Hello, viewers. Once again, you are back with Otunba Adeleye on Reflections. And today, we are going to be talking to one gentleman who has been a career motivator for entrepreneurs, a career, a man who has always been thinking of how the younger Nigerians can do better. And on Reflections, what we concentrate on is to be able to compare what is happening now to those days that things were a little bit better, and then profile solutions as it's going to be. So I have the honor of introducing Mr. Gabriel Tracy. If you look out on the Facebook, you can always link him there. I'll give the microphone to him now for him to continue from here. You are welcome.
Thank you very much.
This is Poverty Fighter Squad, as we all know, and I have a soulmate here who is thinking exactly the line in which we are thinking too. So I want him to, grant you some minutes for him to get across to you. You are welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Basically, addressing poverty is by creating entrepreneurship. Most of our Nigerian youths have little or nothing to do to elevate them from the challenge of what they are faced with. And poverty is a state of the mind. It's not actually a permanent fixture. If we look at the population advantage that we have in this country today, we will see that we have numbers. We are blessed with numbers. But how much have we been able to commercialize these numbers? How well have we been able to turn these numbers into value? Nigerian youths have this privilege, this opportunity to look into these numbers and take advantage of it. How do they do this? I believe that by developing enterprise, by developing entrepreneurship, by training and retraining, by equipping them with the technical know how to provide services, to provide products, to do marketing, to bring this product to the public, will help them see a future. If we go back to the 1990s, before the oil boom, we will see that a lot of things in Nigeria were tilted towards agriculture. At that time, agriculture was the vehicle, was the enterprise available to us at, in the country. Most Nigerian youths were involved in farming jobs, and they were producing a lot of harvest. They had a lot of products in the market. Not until when the oil boom came and everybody began to, move away from agri enterprise into the production and sale of oil. But I believe that if we are going to salvage poverty in this country, we need to reawaken the enterprise in man. We need to go back and bring that creative ability back into play. The Facebook we celebrate today is a function of entrepreneurship. If you look at most of the big names we are celebrating today in the global field, it's a function of entrepreneurship. We need to celebrate the enterprise in man. And this is what Africa needs to embrace. And I believe that Nigeria can do a great deal in the forefront to eradicate poverty, to eradicate hunger by productivity in entrepreneurship, by coordinated approach towards development, towards creating jobs. Because an entrepreneur has the capacity to employ people. An entrepreneur has the capacity to transform change. And I believe that this is what we need for a better future. Think enterprise, think development, support young people to get training, to get knowledge, to see how they can become solution bringers and not problem fighters. In the name of Jesus, I thank you. Thank you for listening. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Brad Gabriel.
Yeah.
Uh, I want you to just tell us, in some years back, what have you been doing for Nigeria?
In many years back, from I started from 2009. I came up with an entrepreneurial television program that was sponsored by NACA to teach young people on positive behavior that would disembark us from canalous living that will spread the HIV/AIDS virus. I moved from there to come up with a project called My Country and I. This was a patriotic mandate that came with a documentary to sink into the country the ideology of loving country. Because if you love your country, you will do all you can to protect it and to preserve it. Then I moved from there to come up with what I call with Pet Quest. Petroleum Technology Development Quest that targeted grassroots young people, where we had to go into the grassroots secondary school level and train young people on how to skillmanship for handwork in mentorship at that small stage. And then I moved from there into what I now call Society Step Up. This is a clarion call to everybody, a clarion call to you who is listening and watching to come into this mandate of developing Nigeria by building entrepreneurship, by encouraging innovative development.
Thank you very much. Poverty Fighters Squad is just a vehicle like yours too, and we are encouraging a lot of people to come on board. Usually, we are on www.ikejachamber.com. Ikeja Chamber is the mother organization of Poverty Fighters Squad,
Yeah.
and that has been going on for years now. Our leader is Dr. Ambassador Edward Olutoke. He's the foremost Nigerian inventor in terms of looking for solutions for Nigeria. So it's a welcome development.
Thank you.
We'll be working together.
Thank you so much.
I wish you the very best.
Thank you so much.
Thank
sir.
you.
I'm grateful. Thank you for
Thank you
having me.
very
I'm
much.
grateful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Before you start, we started that one this month. Don't have really gotten, but anyway, I can talk about it, right?
Go on.
Okay. Yes. My name is
Again.
Joseph Obaneyanko, founder Abuja Food Bank Initiative. Well, okay, right. So yeah, talking about our project of Two Derivatives to Go. Two Derivatives to Go is a project that we launched this month, and the reason is that we make some research, both restaurants and supermarkets, and we find out that at restaurants that cook excess food that they cannot that will not be able to be sold out to customers. So we found out that they end up wasting them. We went to different restaurants, both here in Abuja, and we found that they end up wasting those meals, which are very, very delicious and they are very, very well prepared. I found that there are many individuals who are food insecure, who don't even have one meal per day. They can't even afford a meal per day. So, in order to prevent food wastage and also feed people who are hungry, we decided to start working with this restaurant. So, we reached out to them, telling them this is our ideas. Instead of you wasting, you can actually use this to save people. And there were some of them were very, very happy about it. And we have been able to get um, good number of good number of food donation from some of these restaurants. Remember someone who even donated more than 50 takeaway of food, which were really well prepared. I can really mention the name of that restaurant. It's called Capital Cuisine. She donated about 50 well prepared food, from such kind of providence, and we were able to use it to feed those who are actually hungry. And also the supermarket as well. While we were even making research, we saw like some supermarket that had more than 50 carton of expired milk, and the whole thing was just a waste because nobody can consume it because it has already expired. So we started by working with those people, and we have been able also to get some certain kind of product from some of those persons, whereby we can distribute to those who can consume them before it get expired. So really, this project has shown us that sometimes it's not really about what it's not really about that we don't have all of that. We actually have all it takes to eradicate hunger and food insecurity. But sometimes it's just the logistics and good ideas to bring all these things together. So we are very sure with the effort and all that subsequent ideas that will be coming up, we'll be able to really put an end to hunger and food insecurity. And one of the things that actually cause hunger and food insecurity is poverty. And when people don't have, there's no way they will make proper meal or they will get meal to eat. So I feel like one of the things that we could actually kill into, or one thing that we want to really work with, is those who are also interested in fighting against poverty, because we believe with them we can as well educate people, educate families, and how to actually get away from getting hungry or being food insecure. Because sometimes it comes from the mind. It's just about the mindset of people, not just about what they can actually afford or what they can do. But by being able to educate them, this is one of the way you can get away from being poor or living in abject poverty. They can actually, you know, be able to survive, and nobody will be food insecure again. Yeah. Thank you so much. Example in Abuja here, so this time around. Well, the organization it became very important when uh, there are a lot of news about how food crisis may worsen in Nigeria if no proper care is taken. A global hunger index came up with a result which was quite shocking, that 14.3% of Nigerians are food insecure. And also other kind of agencies in Nigeria as well came up with their own kind of different figures about the food crisis that may really worsen in Nigeria in a few months to time, in a few months to come. And these cases are not far fetched from what we can see even in our society. It's evident that food insecurity is evident in anywhere we find ourselves. So it became really necessary by just seeing people how food insecure they are, how hunger is really ravaging lives and all of that. So we decided to have this organization founded, and since then we started last year. Anyway, it's a very young organization, but we've been reaching out to communities. Last month we had a major outreach at Dukba community in Gwagwarada, where there are really food insecure and where there are many vulnerable persons, and we're able to share a good number of food stuff and also cook food as well. And this month we are already working seriously, meeting out similar organizations that had the same vision with ours, and looking forward to going to them. We've met with the chief of the community and the leaders of there. So we're working with both the youth, and we are very sure that we're going to reach out to them and put smile on their face. Like this month is World Health Day, and food is has the key role to play in everyone's health. So I mean, with good food as well, because even the analysis shows that not just about food insecurity, they are also malnourished. So we are also trying to educate them how to eat a balanced food, even with the little that they have, not just about, when you have all of that, you can have an orchard garden where you cultivate like a good vegetables that could actually balance all the diet and all of that. So yeah, this is what we've been doing, and we believe that in a short time, with the effort we are trying to make, will definitely put an end to hunger and food insecurity. And one more thing, we developed a project called Too Delicious to Go. So Too Delicious to Go, we found out that yeah, sometimes people say there is no much food in the country, but we found out that logistics is actually the problem. It's not like there is no much food. There's a lot of food that could actually serve everyone. But we see that even in restaurants, there are restaurants that cook a lot of food, they have excess food, and they end up not really, selling them, and they end up wasting them. So, and there are vulnerable people even on the street who can actually eat some of these meals. We also found out that there are supermarkets that, they have some goods, and sometimes you end up getting expired, and they end up throwing them. So we are working with such kind of supermarkets whereby when it's getting to expiring date, they could reach out to us and we get them to give to those who can even consume it before the expiring date. Even if tomorrow is the expiring, there are people who are really hungry who can eat it today. And same thing with those restaurants. Those excess food could save someone who is dying of hunger, mothers and children who are the most vulnerable people. So this too delicious to go means that those food that you could waste are too delicious to go. So there are people you can actually give it to. So with some of these projects that we have at hand, we are very sure that will definitely put an end to hunger and food insecurity in Nigeria in the nearest time to come. Yes. Thank you so much.
Please, you are welcome. Introduce yourself.
Hello, my viewers. My name is Ubon Joseph Odo. I'm a Kwaibomite, but I came to Abuja for my field as a cook in a restaurant. But during the lockdown, I lost my job. But I still use my own idea to still start up with a provision business. And when I was starting it, it was with 1,500 naira that I used to start it. And now I have more items that I can afford my customers. So whatever they want, they can get it from me as at now. So and all the items, if I may want to list up, it's up to a supermarket items. But I don't want to list up. Let it be as an etc. And another talent I have now is domestic to change wild animals to domestic animals. So that's what I can give up to you as an idea to fight against poverty.
What is
Thank you.
poverty to you?
Poverty to me is a kind of a disaster to a community that it may bring source of a crime into a community. So that's what that the awareness I can give to my own society. Thank you.
What have you been doing before now?
Before I was a chef in a restaurant
Where?
at Joy Residence in Abuja, Uye district. But because of poverty, I joined to become now a provision seller at a street. But for now, I need a help for government to support me if they will. Thank you.
Who are you?
I'm Ubong Joseph.
Where from? Tell us who you are. School, primary school,
I'm
wherever.
Ubong Joseph Odo. I'm from Akwa Ibom State. I schooled at Redeem Nursery School. That's where I end my primary six. And at my secondary school, I schooled at Ikono People High School. That's where I end my merit at secondary level. And I still look support to go further more for my education.
This provision you are selling, like how much can reach this one for you to establish it better?
Like this one here now is more than 100,000 because there are some that are still in cartons, which have not disposed to the society because I'm staying on a street. That's why I cannot dispose all. But all here one by one, they are inside cartons. So it's more than 200,000 naira. But I still need more than 500,000 to make it to make this society to buy it at a simple at a common rate to 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 be selling at a wholesale price for the society.
How do you drive away poverty from Nigeria?
The way we can drive away poverty in Nigeria is for everyone to wake up and work hard with seriousness. That's the only way.
Hmm. When you say everybody to wake up, what do you advise them to do?
I advise everybody to follow up with their own talents and put improve with it, because everybody has their own talent. They have to work into it and make it their best.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, Nigeria.
But thank